Hi there, Chris here. Okay, I've just watched Bearsback, his ongoing series on key gauges, American versus master, and which key gauges he likes, which key gauges he doesn't, and he will use his Yale key gauge. I don't have a Yale key gauge for using measuring his American lock keys. And why is that? Well, because they're very similar to the American. But first, let's look. The first question he was answering in this latest video is, well, why can't you just use the master gauge, an American gauge, a master, and just add one for American? Well, you essentially can, because they're very close. They're not, you would think they're the same, but they're not, because you can look at the increments here and they're different, okay? But they're close enough that it works out. So a number one on the bottom pin, the bottom is a master, and you can freeze this if you need this later, but a number one on an American is 184 in 0.184 in inches and 0.275, 0.284 and 0.275. So that difference is so minute, the tolerances of the locks, are fine with that. 0.286, 0.260. So that works. They line up. They work. So you can use an American gauge or a master gauge and add one for Americans. That's why that works. Why does the Yale work? Okay, so let me see. And we'll get into why his lab, he tried his lab on a master key and it was way off. Well, I think I have the answer to that. So let's line these up. And he's using his Yale key gauge for his Americans. And of course they line up very close. And these differences, like I say, are minute. So if you take those differences on your calipers, and you're gonna see that it's gonna be like that. I mean, I can't even hold my fingers that close. So that's why that works. Now, why did his lab key gauge totally fail him? Because he went to the master and he had a master key, and what it doesn't say on here is what master is this gauging? Is this gauging the standard pins, or is it gauging the master small pins? Well, we know these are small pins in these masters. If you were to take this out, you would see that they're the same small pins, like these sets you can buy on eBay, the same small pin style as in this lock or an American lock. But I'm trying to, let's see. So we'll look at this. This is a master. This came out of this master commercial number 3. So if we look at the first two, my eyes aren't that good. You have a 0 cut and you have a 1 cut. So let's take this 1 cut and we go to the master on the lab, and well, wait a minute, we know that's like a 1 cut. Well, here it measures a 3 cut. So this lab master is not for the small pins. That's why it doesn't work. These key gauges are mass produced, but they're pretty damn they're good. But you have to know that this is the large pins, not the small pins, because you have that zero cut measuring a 3. I'm sorry, a 1 cut. A 1 cut measuring a 3. So that's why his lab didn't work. I hope I have not muddied the waters, but you can see that. We'll just take this master. These all have, like he said, they all have their own depth increments and space increments. Some of them happen to match up. That's why he can use the Yale for his master, because it happens to line up. It happens to line up. It's close enough that it works. So, if in doubt, and you're trying to pin something up, like he said, if you can take your core apart, put your key in, and work with one of these smaller kits. You can buy bigger kits. Here's a larger kit you can buy, and it has more stuff, but same pins. You can buy these sets. It says American 4, Master number 3. And you can take your core apart, put your key in there, and when this height pin fits, you know it's either a Master 6 or, American 6 or a Master 5. And then you go on to the next one and the next one and the next one. So I hope that helps explain why some of this works and why the lab didn't appear to work. My hat's off. Bearsback always has wonderful, wonderful information. I mean, he's taught me from the absolute beginning. When I first started my channel, out of the blue, he sent me a package, and it had some old American cores in there and some other stuff. We're talking over almost 2 years ago now. Old American cores and other stuff to get me going. It was great. He's absolutely a wonderful guy. He's got the best information. So I did want to help out on this part to say, to show, why didn't this work? Why didn't this work on the Master? And why the Yale lines up with American. And what these are code cutters from an HPC code cutter, a Blitz machine. And they give you all kinds of information. The cutter, the size pins, the blanks, your depth and spaces, your max, all that stuff. And if there's any other information, pertinent information, it puts it down here. So also, you see original Yale depths. They'll show a difference here. They'll show that kind of difference. These are the spaces. Anyway, very cool. You don't have to have a Blitz. You can file this stuff. But you do kind of need to know what key gauge, what it's reading, if it's large pins or small pin scale. But I would say, the simplest way to do it is just get one of these kits off of eBay. And they're clearly marked. And you take your cylinder apart and you slide your key in, and once you get these at shear, then you know exactly what it is. All right, hopefully that helps. That answers a few questions. Bearsback, thank you for all the hard work you do. And hit the like, leave a comment. And if there's anything else I can explain, or hopefully not muddy the waters, leave a comment and I will try and do it. Take care.